I went to the emergency room on Saturday night. I took myself to the ER. It was like 8:30 at night, I think. Luckily, because it was the night before Mother's Day, so I'm assuming no one wanted to be in the hospital for, the eve of Mother's Day. So luckily, there was no one like in the waiting room. I walked right up to, excuse me, I walked right up to the desk. There was a wonderful lady sitting there. She took care of me, signed me in and everything. And then the triage nurse came and got me almost immediately, and then hooked me up to an EKG, did a heart monitor test thing, a little heart scan thing they do, sent it off to the doctor to be looked at, then they did some blood work, and then they did a chest x-ray as well. So everything ended up coming back normal-ish. My hemoglobin was low, but not like dangerously low, so that will be something that I'll have to take care of at some point. I do have a primary doctor, finally. I see them on the 20th. So I haven't had a primary doctor in way too long, like 15 years. I've had psychiatrists and therapists because, that was the most important thing for me to tackle for the longest time. I felt like if my mental health wasn't in control, my physical health wasn't going to matter, But now that I'm finally at a place where my mental health is manageable-ish, it's more manageable now than it was 10 years ago, so now I will finally start taking, doing what I need to do to take care of my physical body. And so let me give you a little background on what happened Saturday. So going back to Saturday, I woke up that day and I woke up with super high anxiety. I do not know why. I don't know what caused it. About 2 weeks prior to that, my anxiety was kind of building, but at the same time, I was also having chest discomfort, right? And then sometimes it would become painful. And then there were times where when it was painful, I could feel it radiating all in here, and then I could feel it in my back. I could feel the burning sensation in my back. And there were times where I felt a ton of tension, in my shoulders and neck. I wasn't sure if that was related or not. That could just be the stress. But on Saturday, I was having really, really bad anxiety. And the burning in my chest was from here to here. This entire area was burning. And my back was burning. And it would not stop. It would flare up for 20 to 30 minutes. Then for maybe 2 minutes or so, it would kind of quiet down, but it would not go away. It was still there. It would just not be as intense, and then it would flare up again, and I don't know what the hell's causing it. I tried taking Pepto and stuff like that to see if it was a crazy, acid reflux thing, because I think I have GERD, but I've never been diagnosed because I haven't been to a doctor in fucking 15 years, so I probably have GERD or something along those lines, but I haven't really had a lot of issues with it. I mean, in the last 6 years, I really haven't had a lot of issues. I did when I was living in Florida still. There was in 2016 and 2017, there were periods of time where I would go into the hospital because my stomach was in so much pain and I was vomiting uncontrollably from the pain. And the only way that it could stop was if they gave me a shot of something in my back, my lower back. I think it was one of those nausea medications that would stop me vomiting. And then there was some other medication that I would take that would calm the spasming that was going on, here. But that hasn't happened in a long time, and this did not feel anything like that. This was up here. Usually if I'm having any sort of indigestion, acid reflux, stuff like that, I can usually feel it way down here. Right where the stomach is, pretty much, and just above it. That's where I usually feel it. And then going up almost in a straight line. I felt it all up in here, so it didn't feel like a acid reflux, gastric type thing. It didn't feel like that to me. So throughout the day, on Saturday, I'm trying to keep myself calm because I know how my brain works, and I know that if I start thinking of things, a snowball effect can happen, and I start to get really paranoid. So I try not to do that, and I try to control that, and I felt like I was doing a really good job of that. However, there was also another worry because my mom has recently had a small heart attack, and she ignored the signs when it was happening and didn't have it confirmed until months later. So she didn't know that she had the heart attack until months after it happened, because she ignored the signs. And so we were like, do we ignore this? Do we chalk this up to stress? Do we go check it out? What do we do, you know? So she kind of was like, just to be safe, go get looked at. So I did, and luckily they didn't find anything that was life-threatening. But that doesn't mean that there isn't like other shit going on that they can't see, you know? They just check for the immediate life-threatening stuff, which I didn't have anything, so that's good. My lungs look great, which is surprising, they said. Not this, they didn't say it was surprising. I'm saying it's surprising because I was a smoker for 12 years and then I vaped for 5. So, and I still smoke weed, so I've been smoking something, you know, for 20 years of my life. That's a long time, and it could cause issues here, so I don't know. Oh, and another thing, I was having shortness of breath, and that's one of the like main symptoms of like a cardiac event is the shortness of breath, and that was like the main thing that was freaking me out because I never really experienced shortness of breath, not like that. But yeah, they basically concluded that it's my anxiety and stress, which would make a whole lot of fucking sense because I'm one person, right? I'm 35. I am a caregiver for both my parents, plus I have 2 kids. So that's 5 people I have to take care of, including myself, plus the house, plus we have 2 dogs, and one of the dogs is getting old, and he's now urinating because he can't hold his bladder. So now we have piss all over the place that we have to deal with, and then trying to make sure, we're trying diapers, male doggy diapers on him. We just tried them on him yesterday, so we're still trying to see if that will work for us. Plus we also have those like doggy pads, the pads that you put on the floor that they can pee on. We have a bunch of those everywhere in like the hot spots where he usually likes to hang out and stuff. But and to add to it, we need our roof replaced. The roof is falling apart, and then the ceiling in the living room needs to be fixed. The whole bit came crashing down like a year ago. Luckily no one was in there when it happened, but yeah, we are falling apart. I don't know what to fucking do. I'm so stressed out. I literally thought I was gonna die. Like, I thought I was dying on Saturday. And I thought I was doing a good job at fucking dealing with this shit. Apparently not. Apparently not. I'm doing something wrong, because if I thought I was going to fucking die, something has to change. Something has to change. I cannot live like this. And I felt so fucking exhausted for months at this point. We're in May now. It's been months, and I have just felt fucking exhausted every day. I don't know what amount of sleep is going to fix this. Like, and I know there are people who have it worse than me, but my plate is not as big as most people's. That's something that, like, a lot of people don't realize. I have an itty bitty tiny plate, okay, that only so much can fit on. Most people's plates are like 2 or 3 times bigger than mine, usually, on average, hypothetically. Mine is so small, and there's nothing I can do about that. I can't change that. This is what I was born with, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what else to say. So, yeah. I'm here. I'm just fucking struggling. Really bad.